Guess where I am today? I'm Genny Williams with Extra Living at eXp Realty and can't wait for you to find out and for you to meet somebody who's also as passionate as I am about life along 280 in Chelsea. All right, so I told you you'd be excited. Not only are we in this newly built pavilion, we are so happy for Matt and Robin here at Cat and Bird Winery. This pavilion is built, and y'all, I've been crazy showing houses going by left and right and seeing weddings like every weekend. So they've been super booked, and I can't wait for you to call them and book your party out here too. Such a nice addition. We really needed this, and they've really picked up business here, so they're ready for you. Now, I want you to meet somebody who is just as passionate, two really cool dudes that are super passionate about Chelsea. So, welcome, y'all.
Hey, glad you had us.
Glad to be here.
We're excited to be here.
Anytime that we can sit around talking about where we love to live.
Drink a little wine. I mean...
How much fun is that? So I've been hearing all about this new podcast around town. I mean, I've seen it on Facebook. Friends have been talking about it, so y'all got to fill me in.
It's a new podcast, right? And it's all about Chelsea. It really happened quick.
It did.
It happened quick. I reached out to Hootie 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago,
3 weeks
and
ago.
just said, "Hey, I've got an idea. I host another podcast that I've been doing for another company for probably 2 years. So I've kind of done the podcast thing before, and I just started thinking, man, wouldn't it be great if Chelsea had a podcast where we could talk about events coming up, new businesses that were being formed, our real estate market, and just Chelsea stories about the people, people like Matt and Robin who have done this
I know, right?
in their backyard and turned it into an extremely successful business. There's a lot of cool things in Chelsea that we can talk about. And so that's kind of where we started it.
That was it. I've lived here for 35, 40 years. Know a lot of people here. I feel like we're going to work well together. He knows the podcast stuff. Donna knows how to produce, and I know how to talk. And that's that. Brian basically needs somebody to talk with him.
That's right.
And I can do that well. I mean, it's we just sit with our headsets on and bring people in and talk to them. I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do best.
That's what we do best, and that's what we both are good at, is the talking side of it. So we're thankful for somebody like Donna that can do the editing part.
Oh, she's good. She keeps you in line now.
That's right.
Don't say any cuss words.
That's right.
I don't know why I have experience with that.
Yeah. Why has that ever been an issue, right? But it's really, I'm excited just to be doing this with Hootie. We kind of gel really well together. I mean, Hootie is really good at the football side of it, and when we're doing a segment with the kids talking about the football or whatever we may be talking about, we're not fighting for airtime. I'm totally fine with sitting back and letting him go and do his thing with that. And then if it's a topic where we got another guest on, like with Matt and Robin, where I have some insight and some history and experience, he's fine with sitting back and letting me do the talking. So we're not competing. I don't feel like for airtime on it, and it just works.
Yeah.
Well, there's two segments. So you're involved in the sports side of things.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, I've got a connection to the businesses here in Chelsea from being on the city council. I connect well with our city council members because I served with all of them on the council. We had the mayor on first segment. He was
Tony's always an awesome guest.
I emailed Tony, and he was like, I would be honored to be on your first show. He and I work well together. So, it really isn't a special segment that one of us is more connected to than the other. If one of us is more the guest, if you have a connection with the guest that you're talking to, you're pretty much going to take that segment and go with it. Right. And I tend to talk a lot, so I have to watch myself sometime. The guy I do radio with talks a lot, so I know what it's like to be talked over. So,
Yes.
Donna knows what I'm talking about.
We've been doing Life Along 280 in Chelsea for 2 years, and originally we started out as radio, and we said, video is kind of like my thing, so we brought it to life in video, and it's because it's such a great place to live. So, and as a real estate agent, and both of you can kind of relate to this, is we're ambassadors for our community. So we have to know why people want to live here. You know, what's great about living here. You know, why should we just had a house? One of my colleagues sold a house last month in Chelsea Park, and it appraised for $20,000 more a month later. What?
Yeah.
In a month.
In a month.
Yeah.
We have to be able to say, hey, here's why.
Yeah.
Here's why. Not only are the people awesome here, but look at all the business owners and,
Yep.
and you know, your friendly neighbors. And there's just so much good about the community. So thank y'all for seeking it out and
We
sharing
had,
it too.
speaking of businesses, we had the director of operations for the new Buffalo Wild Wings. You know, things like that are what's making this community, is what could be making that house appraise more.
Well,
Businesses,
yes.
places to eat.
We
things to
need
do.
it. We need so many more too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just going. I mean, I think we talked about it on the podcast Monday. It's, you know, Chelsea's the second fastest growing city in the state of Alabama, and I don't see that going anywhere but up. I mean, it is definitely Chelsea's on the upswing. A lot of cool things going on in our community. One thing that's been awesome to see is just through Facebook and people being able to reach out and contact us, is the people that are interested in being on the show to tell their story. I mean, we had Scott Griffin on Monday night. If you haven't listened to that, bring a box
Go
of
listen.
tissue with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, go listen.
It's a very good show, and we get to talk about a lot of stuff. But those type people, there's so many in Chelsea with their own stories, and we look forward to keeping this thing rolling.
Well, it is fun, and sadly, I don't have a sad story. Nothing captivating.
Right.
Just insane and busy. But you're going to find some that you really love and that stand out and that you know attach to, and want to go deeper with. So we've learned that over the past 2 years for sure. So some of our favorite ones are always the business owners that open up their hearts to the communities and just hope that people will come and shop there or eat there, or we've even had some great nonprofits. So we have so many to choose from because so many of our residents in Chelsea lead nonprofits, like really good causes that you want to get behind.
Right.
So much good here. So tell me about what you're seeing that I don't get to see because I'm always running, going crazy. You know, what's something that I don't do anything with the sports.
Yeah.
My kids went to Oak Mountain, so I moved here when my son was still a senior at Oak Mountain.
We sit down and we have a group text, and we just, I mean, when those creative juices flow, we're throwing names out all over the place.
Yeah.
And I keep a list of names. We, about to start basketball season, and we want to feature our basketball teams. We'll feature them soon. We've got.
Yep.
I'm gonna go on and release one of their names for next week. We've got Alec Etheridge, who is the managing editor for the Shelby County Reporter. Writes a ton of articles about things in Chelsea. He just wrote one about Michael Gibbs 2 weeks ago, the Chelsea player that passed away. He's written articles, about my family in the past and what my family went through years ago. He's a very good writer, and he writes, and he lives in Chelsea. And so we're going to have him on. I'm looking forward to asking him, what are your favorite stories you've ever written before, and what are your favorite things to cover? We may have Donna Bowles on next week and talk about what she's doing.
I don't know if you can handle it yet.
We may not be ready.
And we just keep a list. I mean, we business owners and city council people, and just people that people don't even know who they are, but they have a story to tell.
Yeah, right. We've got a little. We don't completely fly by the seat of our pants.
Not really.
We kind of in a way.
You make an outline.
But we make an outline.
Kind of, yeah.
We kind of have an outline. We have an objective that we're doing every week, and we try to stick with it. But finding people to be on it, I don't think is ever going to be a problem. And
no.
So we talked about should we do this bi-weekly, and that was kind of our plan going into it. But once we finish and Tuesday rolls around, we usually record on Monday night.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go Tuesday morning. I'm like, okay, I can't wait till next week.
Yeah.
Like, it's addictive doing it and talking to people, and so we're going to try to do this every week.
Yeah.
Until we run out of things to talk about.
Yeah.
You
Or
won't
people
run
that
out.
Hopefully we won't. We'll just start back over.
Yeah.
You already
We'll get the
said-
mayor back in again. We'll start Matt.
well,
We'll get
that's
Matt back
right.
on. Yeah.
Well, one thing I've learned doing other people's social media, I had a real estate marketing company for years, and you can recycle stuff every 6 months, and people will think it's brand new.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Content comes around
That's right.
super
And we got to
easy.
have you on soon to talk about what you're doing here.
We can do that.
Well, I just highlight the community that I love to live in, and that's just what's important to me. I love the people here, so I'm excited about how we're growing and where we're going, and where can people find out more and listen to the podcast? Like, where do you have it? Where is it?
Everywhere. I mean, it's on Apple, it's on Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, basically pretty much everywhere you can listen to a podcast, you can download us. If you want to reach out to us, you can always reach me or Hootie and send us a message on connect@chelsea4real.com, and that's Chelsea 4 Real with a 4. So if there's a topic that you want to hear, if you want to get on and be on our show, reach out to us through email, send us a message on Facebook.
Facebook.
There's a lot of ways to get up with us, and we'd love to hear from people and love to hear how they like the show.
Yeah, definitely.
And things they may want to see in the future.
So, question about land. Can we
Yes.
switch that? Okay, so us being, the second fastest growing city in the state, and I'm going to always take the real estate interest side of it. It's really because we have the land available to do that,
Right.
and people are interested because we're close enough to suburbs. So we have a lot of new developments coming.
Yes, we do. Big developments.
So we've got the whole, geographic, size we may double soon, and that's exciting.
It is.
But we really need you as a business owner. If there's something that you're passionate about, reach out to these guys and share it and get some interest in to rally some funding, whatever it is that you want to do, because we as a community need you to step forward. We need new business ideas. We need new business amenities because you have the population here. We just want to see you succeed. So when you get a chance, reach out to them, get on the show. You can gauge people's interest through them. Look, they know everybody. And they're going to help you. They're going to support you. We're going to support you and promote you. So be thinking about what your heart is calling you to do, and let's put that together. Let's help people out there.
And if you want some good wine,
Yep.
come do an
I know.
interview with you, right? And come get some good wine.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching Life Along 280 in Chelsea.
Thanks, guys.